The case of Kingsley Jr. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to True Crime Tales. I'm Banu, your host, taking you on a solemn journey into the unsettling case of Kingsley Jr. This is not just another story. This is a profound exploration of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of impulsive violence. Today, we will recount the tragic night of October 8, 2022 in Palmerston, Australia. But more than simply detailing the events, we aim to treat this as a case study, a learning moment for young adults navigating the complexities of relationships, emotions, and accountability. I invite you to stay with me as we examine how a simple misunderstanding gave way to a brutal act of violence. Let us honor Kingsley's memory by uncovering his story. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to True Crime Tales for more stories that make us think, reflect, and sometimes grieve. Kingsley Jr. was an 18-year-old with a heart full of dreams. A lover of both music and sports, he strived to create a life defined by passion and purpose. Those who knew him described him as kind, sociable, and deeply grounded, someone who uplifted those around him. What made Kingsley exceptional wasn't just his aspirations, it was his devotion to his young family. Despite his youth, he embraced the responsibility of being a partner and a father. His capacity to love and sacrifice became the foundation of his life. But as bright as his future seemed, Kingsley became a victim of a chain of events that extinguished those dreams and left his loved ones shattered. On the evening of October 8, 2022, Kingsley attended a social gathering, a house party in Driver, a suburb of Palmerston. It was supposed to be a chance to unwind, connect with friends, and enjoy the vibrancy of youth. Initially, the atmosphere reflected just that: music, laughter, and excitement. However, a seemingly insignificant confrontation was brewing. Kingsley accidentally spilled a drink on another party-goer, Madison Butler. What could have been resolved with an apology took a darker turn. Madison took offense, escalating the situation emotionally. Feeling aggrieved, Madison sought intervention, contacting her mother, Melissa Clancy. Instead of calming the situation, Melissa exacerbated it, arriving at the scene accompanied by Declan Wuramara and a 17-year-old male whose identity remains protected. What followed was the manifestation of unchecked anger and the inability to de-escalate a situation. As the group discussed their grievances, their intent shifted toward retaliation, a stark reminder of how emotions, left unchecked, can spiral into dangerous outcomes. By 2 a.m., Kingsley decided to leave the party, likely aware of the growing tension. Unbeknownst to him, Melissa, Madison, Declan, and the unidentified 17-year-old had a grim plan awaiting him. Kingsley was ambushed on the street outside the party. The attackers, armed with knives and metal poles, assaulted him with chilling ferocity. Melissa, the adult among them, not only failed to intervene but reportedly encouraged the violence, egging her accomplices on. Kingsley fought valiantly, trying to flee, but he was outnumbered. A defining blow, a stab wound to his right arm, severed his brachial artery. Alone and injured, Kingsley succumbed to his injuries in a nearby driveway. The brutality and needless nature of the attack left the community reeling. It begged one critical question: how could such violence spring from such a minor incident? Palmerston authorities launched an urgent investigation. Forensic experts meticulously gathered evidence, including CCTV footage near the crime scene, weapon traces pointing to the suspects, and witness testimonies from party attendees who had seen tensions rising. The pieces of the puzzle came together, unraveling a tragic story of premeditated violence. Eyewitness accounts implicated Madison Butler and Declan Wuramara as primary aggressors, alongside the 17-year-old. Melissa Clancy, charged as an accessory, was found to have incited the violence. The arrest came soon after. The case, classified as a murder investigation, moved swiftly into legal proceedings, sparking national discourse on accountability, anger management, and the role of bystanders in escalating violence. The trial was a sobering affair. Witnesses testified to the brutality of the crime, recounting Kingsley's struggle and how the group acted without hesitation. forensic evidence solidified their involvement, leaving little room for doubt. Kingsley's family attended court daily, their grief compounded by the details unearthed during the trial. As young adults themselves, the perpetrators symbolized both wasted potential and the consequences of unchecked impulses. The prosecution focused on one unifying theme. The group acted with a common purpose. The spilled drink and subsequent confrontation were merely superficial triggers for deeper issues of pride, anger, and how group psychology can turn deadly. In November 2024, the jury delivered its verdict. Melissa, Madison, and Declan were found guilty of murder. All three adults received life sentences with minimum non-parole periods of 20 years. The 17-year-old, tried under juvenile law, was sentenced to 14 years imprisonment with a minimum of 7 years before parole eligibility. The verdict marked the culmination of an extensive process of justice. Yet for Kingsley's family, no sentence could restore the life so cruelly taken from them. Kingsley's family spoke openly about their grief and their journey toward healing. His sister, Josephine Miller, called him the backbone of the family, a young man who had shown resilience and compassion through life's challenges. The community of Palmerston, too, played a crucial part in the aftermath. Vigils were held in his honor, with hundreds attending to show their solidarity and express their shared sorrow. Beyond mourning Kingsley, his family also advocated for initiatives promoting nonviolent conflict resolution, urging young people to reflect on the consequences of unchecked emotions. This case holds important lessons, particularly for the young adult audience. It highlights the ripple effects of our decisions, the importance of conflict resolution, and the immense value of emotional intelligence. Addressing Madison's and Melissa's actions, the case emphasizes the responsibility adults have in guiding younger generations. When Melissa chose to escalate instead of de-escalating the confrontation, the chain reaction led to irreversible consequences. For young adults navigating an increasingly interconnected and emotionally charged world, this crime serves as a wake-up call. How do we handle stress, hurt, and pride? When faced with confrontation, do we escalate or resolve? Taking the time to pause and reflect can prevent tragedies like this. Educating ourselves and others about emotional regulation, seeking mentorship, and addressing toxic dynamics in friendships are critical steps. As young people, growing through experiences should involve learning from mistakes, not allowing them to spiral into catastrophic outcomes. Kingsley Alley Jr. was more than a victim. His story is a legacy, a testament to the fragility of life and the importance of treating one another with respect and kindness. The case may have ended in convictions, but the lessons it leaves are far-reaching. Through justice, the community sought closure, but the true measure of Kingsley's life is reflected in the memories of those who loved him and the impact his story has left behind. Thank you for taking the time to delve into this consequential story on True Crime Tales. If Kingsley's story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe to support our mission of sharing critical stories like this one. Together, let's build awareness and strive for a world where kindness, empathy, and understanding prevail over anger and violence. Stay safe, stay accountable, and I'll see you in the next episode.